7 secret ways to get a woman deeply obsessed with you. Now listen, this isn't about manipulation. It never is, and it shouldn't be. What we are discussing here is a matter of deep psychological significance. It's about understanding what evokes deep emotional investment. Women, you see, are not playthings. They are not prizes. They are complex, beautiful, and dynamic individuals who, at their very core, respond to men who possess strength, order, and vision. If you're looking for a quick fix, you're not ready. But if you're ready to do the hard work, to become a man worthy of obsession, then let's go deep into the 7 secret ways to get a woman deeply obsessed with you. This isn't gimmicky dating advice. This is transformational, foundational, archetypal. Let's begin. 1. Develop ruthless competence. It's the cornerstone of respect, and it isn't enough to simply be average. You must strive for ruthless competence in your domain. Whether it's your career, your physicality, your intellectual pursuits, or your ability to communicate, mastery attracts. Why? Because it signals strength, it signals potential. It signals a kind of reliability that transcends superficial charm. When a man is excellent at what he does, it creates a gravitational pull. Women, biologically and psychologically, are drawn to security, not just financial security, but emotional and existential security. A competent man projects that. Competence says, I can protect, I can provide, I am capable. And when a woman senses that, on a visceral level, she begins to invest emotionally. She begins to fantasize. She begins to see you not as a temporary encounter, but as a figure of power. And here's the crucial point. Competence isn't static. It's built daily through discipline, failure, learning, and repetition. If you lack it, start now. Find your domain. Lean into it. Work in silence. Let your results speak. Because the world may ignore your intentions, but it cannot ignore your results. And neither can she. 2. Have a mission bigger than her. This may be hard to hear, but it is absolutely vital. Your life mission must be bigger than any one relationship. Men falter when they make a woman the center of their existence. That dynamic breeds insecurity, desperation, and emotional volatility. But when you are deeply embedded in a mission, whether it's building a business, creating art, mastering a craft, or serving a cause, you become deeply rooted, grounded, purposeful. Women are drawn to men with purpose. Why? Because purpose is masculine. It conveys direction, it creates a narrative, and human beings, especially women, respond to story. If you have no story, no direction, she will drift away, seeking someone who does. But when your life is rich with vision, your time becomes valuable. Your presence becomes a reward. She'll feel the privilege of being part of your journey. And here's the paradox. The less you need her, the more she wants to earn you. Not because you're playing games, but because you're centered. And that psychological center becomes irresistible. Never sacrifice your mission to please a woman. Let her observe your ambition, feel the energy of your striving, and decide whether she's strong enough to join you. Because obsession isn't born from being everything to her. It's born from being something greater than she's ever encountered. 3. Master the art of psychological contrast. Attraction operates on contrast. Masculinity and femininity. Order and chaos. Stillness and emotion. When a man embodies grounded masculinity, he automatically creates polarity. He becomes the stable force to her fluidity. That dynamic is what triggers deep, unconscious emotional responses in women. Now, contrast doesn't mean aggression or dominance in the unhealthy sense. It means presence, leadership, emotional consistency. Most men either mirror a woman's emotional state or become submissive to it. But when you lead emotionally, when you remain grounded as she moves through her own emotional cycles, you become rare, you become irreplaceable. Be decisive, speak with clarity, maintain your posture, breathe slowly, let your energy be calm, collected, and intentional. This doesn't mean you never feel emotions, it means you master them. That is the true masculine contrast to the feminine. In conversations, don't just agree to keep peace. Stand your ground. Know your principles. Invite her energy in, but don't be consumed by it. She wants a man who can contain her fire, not one who gets burned by it. And understand this: the more you embody masculine polarity, the more she will crave your presence. Because she won't just be attracted to you, she'll feel safe to surrender around you. That is the deepest form of obsession. When a woman feels she can be completely feminine in your presence, without judgment or instability. Psychological contrast isn't about acting, it's about embodying. And when you do, she won't be able to forget you. 4. Withhold strategically. Human beings do not value what comes too easily. This is a psychological law. The moment you give all of yourself, your time, your attention, your emotional availability, without any earned investment, you devalue your presence. Now, this isn't about playing games. It's about honoring your worth. When you meet a woman and you flood her with validation, constant texting, and immediate availability, she subconsciously perceives that you have little going on, that your time is easily given, that you're trying to win her. And once that perception forms, the dynamic shifts. She becomes the prize. You become the pursuer. And obsession, it dies right there. Strategic withholding is different. It means you're not always reachable. It means you prioritize your mission, your time, your space. It means you engage with her when it matters, but you don't overindulge. You allow tension to build. You create space for her curiosity to grow. That space, that absence, becomes haunting. Absence triggers desire. Silence invites reflection. And when she doesn't hear from you for a while, she'll wonder, she'll imagine, she'll crave. Withholding doesn't mean being cold. It means being measured, intentional, respectful of your own energy. Because a man who gives everything instantly has nothing left to give later. But a man who gives slowly, purposefully, with discernment, that man becomes unforgettable. And in that space, obsession takes root. 5. Lead emotionally. Here's something most men never learn. Leadership is not just logistical, it's emotional. When you lead emotionally, you become the grounding force in a relationship. Women are emotional creatures, and they move through waves, storms, moments of insecurity and brilliance. The man who can stand still while she moves through all of that, without being reactive or dismissive, is the man she becomes obsessed with. When she's sad, you don't try to fix her, you listen. When she's angry, you don't argue, you hold your center. When she's lost, you remind her who she is by being certain of who you are. This isn't about being passive or stoic. It's about being present with strength. Emotional leadership is subtle. It shows in your tone, in your timing, in your ability to remain composed when she's not. And here's the key. You must feel deeply while expressing calmly. That combination is rare. Most men either shut down emotionally or become overwhelmed by hers. Be the eye of the storm. When she spirals, pull her back, not with force, but with presence. Guide her through her feelings without getting swallowed by them. This creates an anchor effect. She feels safe with you. She starts associating your presence with emotional regulation. That safety, it becomes addictive. She'll crave your energy because it offers peace. And in a chaotic world, the man who can offer emotional clarity becomes unforgettable. 6. Be dangerous, but under control. There is a difference between being harmless and being good. A harmless man is not virtuous, he's just weak. A good man, however, is dangerous, but chooses discipline. He has teeth, but he knows when to show them. And that's what draws a woman in at the deepest level. Women are biologically wired to seek protection. They want to feel that the man beside them is capable of confronting the world, and if necessary, confronting danger. A man who is physically fit, mentally sharp, and emotionally regulated is dangerous by definition. But if that danger is mastered, it becomes intensely attractive. She must feel your edge. It can come through your eyes, your assertiveness, your calm dominance. Not through threats, but through presence. It's the difference between a wolf and a sheep. The wolf doesn't need to growl. Its presence says enough. This doesn't mean becoming violent or unhinged. It means developing strength in body, mind, and spirit, and choosing when and where to apply it. It means never being a pushover and never being reckless. It means standing up for your principles, defending your boundaries, and facing adversity with grit. A man who is capable of destruction but chooses restraint is far more compelling than a man who is incapable of harm altogether. That capability, wrapped in control, radiates power. And when a woman senses that power, she doesn't just admire you, she becomes obsessed with the feeling of safety and danger that only you can give. 7. Walk away. When respect is lost. This is the final and perhaps the most difficult secret. If a woman no longer respects you, you must be willing to walk away. Without argument, without negotiation, without hesitation, because once respect is lost, obsession becomes impossible. Respect is the foundation of all desire. If she doesn't respect you, she can't admire you. If she doesn't admire you, she won't desire you. And if she doesn't desire you, she can never become obsessed with you. Period. So you must cultivate the courage to leave when necessary, not as a manipulation tactic, not to punish her, but because you honor yourself above temporary affection. Too many men cling. They plead. They tolerate disrespect, hoping it will lead back to the woman they once knew. But that only reinforces the power imbalance. She must feel that your self-respect is greater than your need for her validation, that you will never stay where you are not valued. Ironically, the moment you show that strength, the moment you walk with dignity instead of begging for scraps, is the moment she often sees you in a new light. Sometimes it reignites the spark. Other times, it sets you free for something better. Either way, you win. Because obsession isn't maintained through appeasement. It's maintained through boundaries. And the deepest boundary of all is this: I will not remain where I am not respected. Say it, live it, and watch how everything changes. If you found this helpful, like, subscribe, and share it with someone who needs to hear it. Remember, you don't attract obsession by begging for it. You become a man who earns it.